welcome to Khaleej Times. I'm Michal Dibon. We're at the U.S. Embassy in Abu Dhabi and we're joined by the head of mission, His Excellency Sean Murphy. Thanks so much for this interview.
Well, thank you very much, Michal, and welcome to the Embassy, and thank you for giving us this opportunity to speak with you and with your viewers.
Thanks so much. So this is your first on-record interview since a very high-profile delegation arrived to Abu Dhabi to pay their respects and offer condolences following the death of the UAE president, Sheikh Khalifa, may rest in peace. Do you think this signifies a new era for UAE-US relations?
Well, I think the composition of our delegation reflected the importance that we attach to our relationship with the UAE, and in that sense, it really represents a continuity in that relationship. As you say, it was a very high-profile delegation. It was led by the Vice President, Kamala Harris. It included the Secretary of State and our Secretary of Defense and a number of other very senior U.S. government officials. And indeed, it was unusual in the level and its composition. But as I say, I think in the sense of continuity, it really did represent the importance that we attach to our relationship with the UAE.
There's no doubt the relationship is a solid one, but people are saying that it's not as good as it used to be. What's your take on that?
Well, you know, all relationships are going to have their ups and downs, and I think the UAE's ambassador in the United States has talked publicly about a stress test for the relationship. I'm very confident that that we are coming out in a good place. Obviously, the events of January 17th and subsequent were very important in the UAE. We want to be very clear about the importance that we attach to the security and defense of this country, and we've been working very hard over the last few months to reinforce the message that we remain committed to the security and defense and well-being of this country. And again, visits of the nature that we had recently, I think, helps to reinforce that message. We are trying to be as sensitive as we can be to the UAE's legitimate security concerns, and we're working very hard to make sure that those concerns are being addressed.
How aligned would you say the U.S. and UAE are when it comes to regional security vis-a-vis Iran, Iranian proxies, specifically the Houthis? Is there still a gap that needs to be filled?
We share a great commonality with the UAE in terms of our perception of what the security challenges in this region are, both with respect to Iran and its destabilizing activities in the region, and with respect to the situation in Yemen. We have been in very close contact with the UAE on the Iran file for a very long time. We continue to talk to the UAE about this issue. As I said, we share a common perception of the threat that Iran represents to the people of this region. And with specific regard to Yemen, we immediately described the attack of January 17th as a terrorist attack, which indeed it was. And we've been working very hard to bring that conflict to an end, both for the benefit of the Yemeni people who have suffered tremendously through this conflict, but also for the general peace and stability of the entire region. And we're very encouraged by the progress that we've seen with the truce and with the composition of a new governing authority in Yemen. This is another subject that we've cooperated very closely with the UAE on. Our special envoy for Yemen, Mr. Lenderking, has been here many times and has received a tremendous amount of support and cooperation from the UAE in everything that he has been doing in concert with the United Nations to try to first stop the fighting and to create the conditions for some kind of political resolution to that crisis for the benefit of the Yemeni people and the entire region.
Your Excellency, Sean Murphy, thanks so much for taking the time and shedding light on some of these issues.
Very good. Again, welcome to the Embassy Macau, and thank you very much for giving this opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.